Alright, how to learn guitar, timestamps on screen. So, first of all, you have to have a guitar. So if you're buying a guitar, what you want to do is you want to look for a small neck so that it's easier for your fingers to reach around to the top strings. Also, there's two types of strings. So there's these strings are steel strings, but the nylon strings are softer on your fingers, especially for beginners, so it's a lot easier to use. You can maybe ask in the guitar shop, see which guitar they recommend for beginners. So, once you have a guitar, we will go through the parts. This here is the head, this section here. These here are tuning pegs. So there's 6 of them, one for each string. This white bar here is called a nut. So this section all along here, this is called the neck of the guitar or the fretboard. These lines here these are the frets. So this section here is a fret, this section here is a fret, all the way up the guitar. So then, of course, they're the strings of the guitar. So there's 6 strings on your standard guitar, hence the 6 pegs as well. So the lowest string is at the top, and then it goes, and the highest string is at the bottom. Yeah, so this is the body of the guitar, and this here is the sound hole. This conducts the sound to make it louder and cleaner. And this here is the guitar bridge, or the bridge. Once you have a guitar, there's a couple of extra things that you can have as well. So this is a pick. So it's just a bit of plastic that bends a little bit. So this one here, if I play, then without a pick, just with my thumb. So it's a bit of the softer sound with your fingers. With your pick, it can go quite loud. Also what you can get is you can get this thing called a capo. What this does is allows you to change the sound of the strings. One side is plastic, one side is more rubbery. In this particular capo, if you squeeze like this, it opens. So what you can do is, so if this is how the guitar sounds, you can put it up here, push it higher up, and the entire guitar sounds higher. So when you play things, they're all much higher. That's what a capo does. But you don't need them. You don't need a pick either. You don't really need anything except the guitar and fingers probably. Okay, so going through the strings. The bass string, or the lowest string, the E string. Then it goes A, D, G, B, and finally E. An easy way to remember E, A, D, G, B, E is eat all day, get big, easy. So E, A, D, G, B, E. So this guitar is currently in tune, but what happens if these tuning pegs get mixed? So that's out of tune. So if I play it now, it doesn't sound very good. A tune on your phone is the easiest. The one I use is called Guitar Tuna, T-U-N-A. You can play it on your phone, it listens to your guitar, and you just change these tuning pegs until the green line matches up. Alright, so we're just turning this peg until it matches up. So that there is in tune now. As you move your fingers up, the sound goes higher. And as you move them back down, it goes lower. This can be hard to visualize, but what happens is as you get to the 5th fret here, it's the same as the next string down. So what I'm playing there is 5th fret, which is 5 here. So open, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the next string, the 2nd string, open 2nd string. Open 2nd string means no fingers. So 5th on 1st string, and open second string, they're the same note, if you can hear that. So what happens is the sixth on the first string and the first on the second string are the same. So every time it gets to the fifth fret on one string, it's the same as the next string open. For example, fifth fret on first string, same as second. Fifth fret on second string is the same as third. Fifth fret on third is the same as fourth. Now there is a slight change here. The fourth fret on the fourth string is the same as the fifth. And then it's back to the fifth. So fifth fret on fifth string is the same as the sixth string open. So that's just a bit of theory. That's just something good to keep in mind. So next is the chords. There are a lot of chords on the guitar. Once you start learning some, it's very easy to play lots of different songs. For example, there's a lot of pop songs that have the same 4 chords, so once you learn them, you can play most of the pop songs. So, I will put up a chord here, and this is the G chord. So as you can see, on the first string, it has the 3rd fret. The next one is our first finger here onto the 2nd fret of the 2nd string. So it sounds like this. Okay, so we have our first 2 here. Now the next few strings are open. And finally, on the last string, we have 3rd as well. So we have up here, we have 3rd fret on the first string, 2nd fret on the 2nd string, and lastly we have our 3rd fret on the 3rd string. So that's our G chord. That's how it's displayed up here. So that's the notation. Another chord that I'm going to show you, so it's going to be up there, is going to be our D. So you'll note the X's up here are because we don't play these 2 strings here. We're just going to play these bottom 4 strings. So 2nd fret on the 4th string. So it sounds like this. And that's going to be with our index finger, our pointing finger. Then we're going to have 3rd fret on the 5th string with our ring finger. And lastly, with our middle finger, we're going to go down here onto the 6th string and the 2nd fret. So, and then that's what our D looks like. Okay, so that's how to read chord diagrams. So once you can read them, you can just look up whatever chord you want to play on the internet and be able to read the chord diagrams. And again, the X's mean we don't play those 2 strings. So we're not playing these 2, we're just playing these 4 strings here. Now that we've gone through some chord diagrams, here are some tips for playing. So, for example, we'll go back to G. What you want to be doing, I'll show you up close here. What you want to be doing is you want to have your finger as close to the metal bar. You see this metal bar here? You want to have your finger as close to this one towards this side of the guitar as possible. If you play it down here, it doesn't sound very good. You want to be pressing down. When you press down, you want to be pressing down enough. So this is me not pressing down at all, just touching the string. And then as I press down harder, it sounds more like this. So as you just touch the string, it's what's called muted, so it doesn't make any sound. Then as you press it close to the metal bar, do you hear that vibration? And then when you press it in properly, so you don't have to be pressing really hard, but it has to be hard enough that it's fully touching the metal bar. Also, a very common mistake, and the only really way to fix it is by practice, is what happens, especially beginners, is just if I'm playing this G here, the top string here. So if I have my finger like this, it won't touch any other strings. But what can happen is if I'm playing these two strings and then my finger starts kind of slipping like this as my hand is getting a bit tired, it goes from sounding like this as my finger slips, just like this. The second string you can't hear. So this is it properly. So you can hear it clearly. And as my finger slips, so what you want to do is you want to keep your fingers up like this so there's a clear sound. So it can be tricky, especially if you've loads of fingers here and your finger starts slipping and it goes like this. So you might have the right chord shape, but your fingers just need to be just up like this. One last tip, if you don't have to move fingers, so say this is a C chord here, and this is an A minor chord here. So you can see all I'm doing is moving my ring finger from here down to here. So what you don't want to be doing is, if you're in C chord, you don't want to be going like, okay, hand off, right, now what's A minor? Okay, it's here, it's here, it's here. And then play. You can just go from here and just, only thing I'm moving there is my ring finger. Just forward and back. C, A minor, C, A minor. It can be handy if you can keep your fingers in the same position. Of course, this won't work for every chord, so just see what you can do. So now I'll go through some of the most common chords. I have the thingamajigs up here. So C is most common, one of the most common chords. So as you can see, the X means we're not playing this string here. What we're going to be doing is we're just going to play the 5 other strings. And so index finger, first fret on the 5th string. Index finger, first fret on the 5th string. Middle finger on the 2nd fret on the 3rd string. And ring finger on the 3rd fret on the 5th string. And when you play it, very nice sound. So it might sound like this to begin with, or something like that. And that's okay, just keep messing around until you can try and get a bit of a better sound. Just move your fingers. Again, what might be happening is your finger slips down like this, covering some of the other strings. So just try and keep them up if you can. Then A minor, again, we'll have it up here. So A minor, like I said, just from C, so it's the first, it's exactly like C in the first 2 fingers. Index finger, first fret, 5th string. Middle finger, 2nd fret on the 3rd string, here. And again, we're keeping as close as possible to the bars. The ring finger, instead of being up here on the C, goes just below your middle finger, and that's the 2nd fret on the 4th string. So from here, 2nd fret on the 4th string. And it sounds like this. Again, not playing this top string here, only the other 5. Okay, on to G, which I showed earlier. So our middle finger is going top string on the 3rd fret, 3rd fret on the top string up here. Then our index finger on the 2nd fret on the 2nd string. So you can see it there. And then lastly, our ring finger on the 3rd fret on the 6th string. And we're playing all the strings here. Now, next we have F. Now F can be a bit of a tricky one. So there's 2 ways to play F. There's a bar chord, which looks like this. But that's very tricky for beginners. So there's an easier variation, which goes like this. With your index finger, you're going to have to block off 2 strings. So you're blocking off the 5th and the 6th. So what you want to do is, instead of kind of putting it on the tip of your finger, you're going to get this part of your finger here. And you're going to put that just there. And press down on those 2 strings. And then with your middle finger, you're going to go 2nd fret on the 3rd string. And with your ring finger, you're going to go up here to the 3rd fret on the 3rd string. And again, we're only playing the bottom 4 strings. I'm not playing these two here, just the bottom 4. Then we have 2 more to go through. So I'll go E minor. So now we only need 2 fingers for E minor. So it's your index finger goes here on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string. And then our middle finger goes on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. So it's 2nd fret of 2nd and 2nd fret of 3rd. That's what the E minor sounds like. And lastly, we have D, which I briefly touched on. So it's the 2nd fret of the 4th string, just here. We have the 3rd fret of the 5th string with our ring finger. And we have our middle finger going just underneath here on the 2nd fret of the 6th string. And we're only playing the bottom 4. We're not playing our top 2, we're just playing the bottom 4. We also have our strumming patterns. So, a couple of different ways to strum. So again, we have our plectrums, or picks, whichever you want to call them. So we can strum with that, but I'll just show without a pick. So for strumming patterns, they are given in this kind of format. So we have D meaning down, so if we play down, U meaning up, so we play up either with our thumb or our index finger here. I generally use my thumb, so just play up. We're not playing with our nail, not the nail. We're playing with the side, just this side of our thumb here. So we'll play like this up, and kind of you're stroking it down with the side of the thumb. Okay, and then with our pick, what you want to do is you want to grab it. So we have our thumb on the back here, 2 fingers there, and it can go at a slight angle. I'm going to be playing, so we're just playing like this, and then tilt it slightly, so as we go down and back up. Okay, and then also what might be shown is something like this. The X means a mute. So it's when, so this is open, and when you play mute, it sounds like this. With the pick, so this is open, and with the mute. So that you can use this like to get a bit of rhythm going. There's 2 ways you can mute. Either you can use this part of your palm, or your hand. As you play, you put your palm down and play, just moving your thumb and your fingers here. So you can play, and palm and mute. So just practice that. Alternatively, you can be playing a chord and use your fingers here to just not press in, or not pressing in, but just gently rest on the strings. So okay, so that's how you can mute. So for the strumming patterns, you can make up your own ones. They'll sound good. Or even just a solo strum. It can be written like down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, etc. Now again, guitar is just about practice. Well, everything's about practice. But guitar is just about practicing again and again, just changing to different chords. So here are some of the easier songs to learn, just using some of the main chords. Riptide by Vance Joy. We have A minor. We have G. And then we have C by 2. So again, when we're switching from the C to the A minor, all we have to do is move our ring finger. So A minor for 1. G, that's a bit of a tricky switch, and then to C. And this is the first song I learned, and it's a fun one, and C for 2. So then, once you get a bit more advanced, you can go down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, and then down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. So once again we have down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Once you get a bit faster, so that's only 3 chords, so that's quite a nice song to learn. Next, using 3 of the same chords in one new one, so it's Perfect by Ed Sheeran. So it's C, A minor, then we have an F, so again this one here, index finger blocking off 2, and we're just playing 4, and a G. Now this is only the verse part. For the chorus it changes a little bit. It's just good just to get the basics down. So, and for the strumming pattern, so it's down, down, down. So we have a kind of a half down here. So we have a down, 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 down. And you can let that last one ring if you want. I found a love for me. Okay. And lastly we have Shotgun by Lastly we have Shotgun by George Ezra. So we have our G, and then we have C, then we have E minor, so this one with just 2 fingers, and then to our D, now the good thing about this is, especially at the start, you just kind of lets it ring out where you can. Homegrown alligator, see you later. Gotta hit the road, gotta hit the road. Down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, up, and down, down, up, up, down, up. So one more time. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Okay, so those 3 songs are handy enough for beginners, so just work away at them and lots of practice. At the start you'll be like, okay, A minor, here, no, that's not right, okay, okay, here, oh yeah, okay, here, and it'll go like that for hours, but just keep working away at it, and eventually you'll start being able to go like, okay, oh yeah, okay, I'm getting it, oh no, okay, nice. And over time you'll be able to So finally, just some tips for practice. You just practice every day for 10 minutes, not even, and you'll just get better. It's learning to switch between the chords just quickly. It's very rewarding once you get it. The first say maybe month and a half is the trickiest. Once you get that, once you start getting the chords, you can just pick up new songs, and gets very fun very quickly. Consistency is key. You just keep practicing every day. It doesn't have to be for long, like 5 or 10 minutes, and just every day, that's what's going to do it. And don't be too hard on yourself if you can't get a chord after the first week or 2 or 3 of practice. It takes a long time, and do be patient, because it does take months to actually start getting okay at the chords. And then once you start getting okay at the chords, then you can start learning loads of different songs, and it's a lot of fun. So just keep at it and enjoy yourself and have fun. All right, bye.